I grabbed him, and was like, "Yo." And but then in the like the chaos of like just all the people, I didn't have my hand on him, and I couldn't. I was like, wait, where is this guy? I couldn't like identify who is him, but I had the girl like right here, and she was just like, "Yo, hey, whoa, whoa."
What's up, guys? My name is Teyo, and welcome to Logmatt's Creative Circle. What's up, guys? Welcome to Logmatt's Creative Circle. I am your host, Teyo, Mateo, whatever you guys want to call me. I am joined with a beautiful guest. I am excited as Flips, Jake Harper, everybody, also known as
Sozin.
There you go. So, to the people that don't know who you are, tell them who you are.
So,
just getting right into it, bro. Getting right into it. Just get it.
Absolutely. I'm a producer at heart. I'm a mix and mastering engineer, and I like to do event promotion and create my own events and everything. That's what I've been doing most recently. But I've been producing since I was like 15. Been playing instruments most of my life, and I got into mix and mastering engineering, and ever since I did that when I was 18, I ran with that and was, able to make decent money from that. So, that basically started all of it.
I feel you. So, let's run it back from all the way in the beginning. When did you start making music? Obviously, I know because like we've been friends for quite a bit now. Yeah. I've known you since high school.
Yes, sir.
The way that we met, it's a really cool story. Honestly, I think I kind of hold that story in a very dear part of my heart. Do you want to tell people the YBN story?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, but so you and Jeremy, or at the time he was going by Lil Bleach.
Yo, crazy.
Shout out Lil Bleach. But so y'all got this feature from YBN because you were able to like pay for a song that he wasn't gonna like, that had a verse on it and some of his lyrics, and they were selling the song, and so y'all were gonna get the song and then record on the song, and I was really excited for you. And then once that happened, y'all just wanted to get in touch with me to be able to make the song really good, like make the engineering good.
At that time we didn't really have like no producer like knowledge or engineering knowledge or even a studio at all. At the best equipment we had was a Blue Ice Noble microphone, and I put a sock on it, and we're recording in Jeremy's like what's it called, like laundry room. That's what's called, like the laundry room, I guess. And because like that's like the less echo because of the clothes and stuff. And we were just recording. So then we kind of needed a better place because we were like, bro, this is an important song. Bet. And then we were kind of looking around, and Jeremy was like, I kind of found someone. And I was like, bet, who is it? He was like, this kid, named Jake from, and I was like, okay, let's meet him. And then we went and we met you, and then we recorded the song. That shit was incredible. One of the best moments of my life, honestly. I felt like a rock star that day because I was like, damn, bro, studio. And like you were putting me on so much game that day, just like in general, just sitting right next to you, seeing you on the computer. That's my Alexa. I named the name computer. So every time I say computer, it just switches. That's
no worries.
Funny.
I appreciate it a lot, man. I mean, the reason that I wanted to do that for you guys is because y'all were younger than me, and you had so much ambition, and I could see that, and I thought y'all were really cool.
Yeah,
and it's funny how our friendship started off. Those initial like months were really interesting.
Yeah.
And but I loved hanging out with you guys because y'all were so funny and like gave me that like energy, you know. And I love just like you said, putting you guys on game, just how to record better and kind of like get the ball rolling on that to like do it on do it on your own and everything. Yeah.
I remember the first couple months that we started hanging out, I used to ask you so many questions of like engineering and producing because I was like very interested. And I asked you, where'd you learn all of this? And you were like, oh, yeah, I went to an internship to, I think it was California.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. I thought it was a really cool story and like,
Yeah. So I had been, looking at schools and was kind of confused about that because the plans that I had had throughout high school, kept changing, and like music was always my passion, always. And I kind of stopped playing sports, which is what I was doing like my whole life.
What sports were you playing?
So I always played football, basketball, and then in high school, for 4 years I played travel volleyball. Love volleyball. Love playing beach volleyball.
I remember, you used to play a lot of volleyball.
Yep. But I played indoor volleyball for a travel team, and then I also played baseball as well. But yeah, it was just everything in my life was kind of like flipped, and I wanted it to be different. Like music was kind of a side thing, just whatever I had time for.
It was like a hobby. It wasn't your first priority.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, excuse me. And since it was kind of like a hobby, and the sports were the main thing, but I wasn't really as interested in them. Like I have fun playing sports. I love doing that, but it's not like what I'm super passionate about. So in high school, I had this kind of just like, I was just always like thinking about just changing it and how to like, how I wanted to set things up for myself. Right. And, then I like stopped playing the sports, and then I was, kind of interested in what schools to go to. And it ended up being, I was either going to go up north somewhere, like Columbia. I loved Columbia a lot, or I was going to stay home in Florida and go to FAU. And
where's that at? FAU
in Boca Raton.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep. Yeah, so that's cool. But so I went there, and that was FAU was a little bit different because I could have gone for like a music scholarship, so it was more oriented toward what I wanted to do. But right around that time when I was thinking about everything, I got an email from Westlake Studios in Los Angeles, and they had a program like this, basically this building that just connected right next to Westlake, where you can go, right back and forth. Yeah. And it was like this it was spelled CRE8, this Create Academy. And they had, they sent an email, and they had heard like the music I was making like on SoundCloud and things like that. Cause I don't know, listen for that kind of stuff for this like program or whatever. Okay. And so they called, and they were they got in contact with, my mom first. And then they got me on the phone, like a 3-way call, and we did an interview to see, they wanted to know what I did in my music making process, like if I made the beats and like if I did the mixing, and how I was, interested in it, and who I was interested in musically, like all these just different things. And we did this like 2-hour interview, and then they said if I wanted to come out to Westlake to do the internship, I could come out and do that, and I get all this like experience and mentors and somewhat like connections, just people to
an internship. What an internship is
exactly, like people to have there to ask questions and kind of put you on game, kind of take me to the next level of what I was interested in. And I was like, wow, this is actually more geared toward what I want to do. This isn't. It's not like Full Sail. It's not like college. It's literally, I don't know, it's kind of just like going into the studio and just like trying, like
getting your hands dirty.
Yeah.
I remember like when I did an internship at a studio, I learned so much more than I did at school, I did a whole year at school, because I was just like right next to an engineer, seeing everything he was, everything that the teacher was teaching me how to do when he wasn't doing it, Absolutely. At a professional level too. And the studio that you had gone to intern, it was a very like kind of bougie, not bougie, but like important studio, because like a lot of big artists had gone record to that studio, right?
For sure. Michael Jackson recorded his Thriller album there at one of their like their like orbiting studios. And then like Adele recorded, I forget which one of it might have been 23 there. J. Cole, Rihanna, like they work with everybody. That's like that's definitely the place in LA, at least one of them.
And as an intern, did you gain any like celebrity experience, that not celebrity, but like A-level experience that you can't even really like get it at any other studios that are like lower. Cause like at my local studio, cause I call it local, cause I didn't see no like, big artists walk in the door. Like, whoa, I did not expect something like that. It's just an internship.
Right.
Did you gain any experience or like, oh crap, I kind of can't react to
Well, so the only experience like that would be from the person who was my mentor, and his name was Doug, and he's been doing this for at the time it was like 12 years already. He's a lot of accolades and everything, and he just being around him was more of the like the teacher and more of the like teaching you how to be and how to act, like, because he's the professional and he's very professional, has worked with other professionals, like the very high level, like you said, whatever, like A-list
rappers
artists.
Or
Exactly. Yeah. And so just being around him, he taught us everything, and he gave us some really cool pointers that I do think you wouldn't know unless you heard them from somebody who was in that situation. Yeah, and had that experience.
How old is this man?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I think he was like he's in his early 30s or like mid 30s.
True.
At the time. It's like 4 years ago. He may be like 40 or somewhere around there.
True. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Was he like a mixing and mastering engineer?
Yes. And I mean, he knew how to produce as well, but all of the work that he did personally was either mix or mastering.
Did he go to intern as to kind of be an engineer, or what was like? Because I know to intern you kind of have to have an end goal in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
What was were you there as a producer or as a manager internship? I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I was there. What was interesting is when they had interviewed everybody, there was what ended up was being like 12 of us or something like that, and it was people from everywhere. So it was really interesting meeting everybody, and everybody was very like diverse in their, talents that they kind of brought to the table. But then they taught us all kind of the same things, and we all had different strengths when it came to the different areas of what we were like learning stuff about, whether it was playing live music or the engineering or production, whatever it is. So that was really, really cool. Yeah.
So you like learn from like everybody in Sheffield. I remember the first day of interning at the studio that I interned at. I had gone into like the lounge area, and all the producers that I guess were interning too, they were literally just making beats. Like I walked in a room and there was like at least 20 producers with little speakers right next to them or headphones with like a pad and a keyboard, just making beats and kind of just collaborating. And I was like, bro, why did I just walk into? Yeah. And that was like such a dopamine rush. I was like, bro, 20 producers times 2 beats, that's like 40 songs I can make. And I don't know, I kind of got, when I walked in the room, I kind of got intimidated a little bit because I was like, damn, there's a lot of people that know music. I don't know how, at what level I am. But I don't know, I definitely learned a lot just being there. Like, wow, I picked up so much knowledge. They were talking about Omnisphere, and I was like, what is Omnisphere? And that, I learned what it was, and I got it, and now a lot of songs with that. So, I don't know, I feel like internships and just surrounding yourself with people like that, very key.
For sure, bro. Like when I was there, the people that I met were so awesome. I was really good, or I'm still really good friends with them. Just haven't seen them in a long time. But a guy from India and then a guy from Slovenia, and one was a DJ, and the other one was really, really good at guitar and was also a bit of a producer. And so when we hung out, we just had such a good time. Like we would hang out the whole time when we were there, and then we kind of would organize, because they had a really cool Airbnb that they were staying at for like the months that we were there. And so we would invite like the whole class over to the Airbnb, and we would have mostly everybody in the Airbnb hanging out making music. Like it was insane. We'd have people like recording over there, like working on a like rap song, and then these people were like over here just like cooking dinner, like two,
Yeah,
you know, and
like
then
making steak.
yeah, exactly. And then somebody else is like playing the guitar and they're working on some like live music stuff or like talking about ideas. It's just so cool being around so many like-minded people, but different people.
100%.
And, you know, bouncing the creativity off of each other. So that was amazing. And then being there as a mix and mastering engineer, like that being kind of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
When it came to that section, it was so cool because it took me to the next level to become the engineer that I wanted to be. But there were other people there that had different, you know, end result goals.
I feel you.
But yeah, I always thought being the engineer was so cool.
Yeah.
Even though I've always worked on my own music, I knew that I would need to get a foundation under me of like something to make me good money until
100%.
like my own artistry, you know, took off more.
When did you learn that? Because, like, that took me a little bit to learn, you know, like, I kind of, because when I started making music, I was just like, I want to be an artist, fuck being a producer, fuck everything. I just want to make raps. But now I kind of have to take a step back and look at it as like, okay, let's look at it as like a business.
Right.
I got to do this before this, so this can fund this before anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all just depends on circumstance. I think it depends on who you are as a person, because there are some people that are just pure like artists and they, you know, don't want to handle any of the business side or anything like that, or maybe that's not their forte, or, you know, everybody's different. But I think it's interesting to be an artist and be also heavily invested in the business, because I mean that's you know,
it goes hand in hand.
It's like, yeah, like whether you like it or not, it goes hand in hand. And there are some like sharks out there, you know, and you have to know how to handle your business as your art takes off, because everybody, you know, good art is really valuable.
There's been so many examples like NWA, you know, getting messed over, and like, oh, there's disagreements, and there's people kind of like, oh wow, they're not telling you the truth or the full truth. And yeah, it's just crazy. So it's like better, you know, it's better to like learn what you're moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. So whenever you started making music, like back in the day, what was like the first inspirations when you were like a little baby or a little kid? Take me back to little Jakey boy.
Bro, came out the womb and I was like,
with a mic.
I was like, bro, I got this sick idea for a beat. So since I was
sick idea for a beat.
Yeah. So since I was a little kid, since I was
yo, shout out to Jeremy, he's in the back of the camera.
Yeah. So since I was a little kid, I mean I've been playing the drums since I was 4 or 5. So that's been.
Who put you on? Because that's, you know, you don't just go over there and just.
Oh, my mom.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. Thanks for my mom for everything always. So she put me on when I was like 4 or 5, and because I was always, you know, banging or like kind of like, you know,
rhythm.
To music, rhythm, just kind of like stuff like that. And they got me those, and I was just being just crazy on them, and it was like a kid's drum set, and I just obliterated it, like just smashed through all of them. And they were like, "Yo, we need to like get him like an actual drum set." Yeah. So I think for Christmas when I turned 8, after having this kid's drum set for a long time, they'd got me like a full, like a huge double bass drum set, like this big thing that was just crazy. And it was so cool because I could never outgrow that. I could just grow into it. Yeah. So I was just a little kid just playing on this huge drum set, and it was really, really cool.
What was one of the first songs you learned?
Good question. I would say All the Small Things. You can actually look that up on YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
You know that song, Jeremy?
Yeah.
What song is that? I've never heard that song before. Oh, Blink 182?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard of Blink 182.
Yeah, Blink 182. Oh, yeah. By the way, they are going on world tour in 2023. But
sure, go.
Yeah. But so it was All the Small Things by Blink 182. And yeah, you can see that on YouTube. Just Jake Harper, All the Small Things. Yeah, Jake Harper drumming All the Small Things. Yo, shout out to that video.
Can you look it up real quick, James?
But so there's that, and then I think there's that's all I was doing was just learning songs and stuff like that, and I was with I had a instructor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeremy. He's
really?
the best.
Wait, shout out to Jeremy, you said?
Oh no, it's a different Jeremy. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I thought you guys had met. I'm like, whoa, what?
No. This is a guy that my mom had start training me when I was a kid, and he was amazing. Taught me everything that I know, and he's the best.
So we can say real quick. Let me see.
I'm gonna play.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Dang.
Travis Barker, all the small things.
What?
What? Jeremy just said that his dad has 2 tickets for Blink-182 concert.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Gosh.
Look at that. That is insane. So how old were you in this video?
I think I was 8 there, but yeah, pretty crazy. And
Wow.
yeah, yep. So I was just
Appreciate it, Jeremy.
yeah, this were my first ideas for music. I mean, I had ideas for my own music really early as well. I at a very young age, once I knew how to play the drums, I was learning other instruments. And so if it was interesting because if my mom was like, oh, my son, yeah, he's a drummer, or I was around and I heard her say that, I'd be like, Mom, I'm a musician. Yeah, because I was learning other instruments and I was wanting to be more than just a drummer. I hated being put in a box, and it explains a lot now because I could never decide on anything to do musically. I just kept trying to learn skills, but I never knew what to do with it, until really recently.
Yep. So after your drumming phase, because after that, did you pick up any other instruments? What other instruments did you pick up after that?
It was I had kind of tried guitar for a second. I say that, but I probably mean a week or two.
Yeah.
I picked it up, and I was getting irritated with it, and at the same time I was also kind of playing around on the keyboard and the piano, and just this little one that I had, and I did like that, and I was kind of learning how to play little songs on that, and I really enjoyed it. But I knew that to get better, I would need a bigger keyboard and everything like that. So then I tried the guitar again, and I asked Jeremy about it because at this point I was older. I was 14, and I could, I was just texting him and stuff, and he helped me out, and he would come over, and we would kind of just jam out together, and he'd give me just some tips on just drumming and stuff like that, and then he'd also give me some tips on guitar, and that lasted for a little bit, and then with the piano, I just kept doing that kind of on my own. Yeah, and those were definitely the two. And then once I started getting the hang, once the light bulb went off for the guitar for me, then I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I picked up the bass guitar because that was, in this, I wanted to go ahead, and that was in the same realm, and I thought it was cool.
Out of all those instruments, which one are you most dominant now?
Drums still. Yeah. I mean, that's
second nature.
Yeah, because I've been playing the drums since I can remember.
I remember when I came over one time, I saw the drums and I was like, "Can I play them?" And I tried to play them, and it was super hard because you see someone play, and then I asked you to play real quick, and then you kind of just, I don't know, bro, you just napped in a whole.
Yeah, it's
whoa.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. I mean, even other instruments, if I don't play them for a long time, I'll get pretty rusty. The drums are a really unique thing, though, that it's I could not touch drums for 5 years or however long, and I could still sit down and pick it up, and I'd just snap right back into it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so when you were 14, around what time did you start making beats? Is it around that time?
No, when I was 15, I'd say 14, 15, going into 15, maybe right around there. Because for Christmas that year, my dad was kind of talking to me or asking me if I kind of wanted anything, and I was always bad at that. but we.
You were always like, nah, I don't want to.
Oh yeah, or I don't know
Yeah.
like what to.
I mean, it's
I
kind
never know
of
what to
hard.
ask
Like,
for.
I don't know.
Yeah, and so, we talked, and he knew I was interested in music and everything, and I had my different instruments, and I was just really just so interested in that, but we didn't know where to keep going with it. And we looked around, and there was this bundle at Guitar Center, because I think we had walked in there to maybe look around to see if I wanted anything musical. And there was this bundle where it was a little Apple computer. I don't know if you remember that one. It was like a little square, and it was just its own computer, and you just had to plug it into a monitor.
Gotcha.
So it was that, and it was two, the KRK, the smaller monitors, and then it was Reason, the program, the DAW, and I think that was it, and like just this little like bundle for us, a certain price, and it was a good deal, and so that was really exciting. So I ended up getting that for Christmas that year, and I just dove into that, and I was like, that just opened up another world for me. That's where the producing started. Even though it was more amateur, just the freedom to like, wow, I now have this thing that like I can layer on top of myself, or make different noises, put noise in here, and like could just really start going crazy.
It's like Russ said once. It's like whenever you get that same feeling whenever you get your license for the first time, you can drive anywhere you want.
Yeah,
you can kind of just go anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. That really is kind of like what it is. Like as you start to learn how to produce and produce better, for that matter, because producing can be really frustrating at first when you want to make something specific and you can't figure out how to make the sounds or like make what you want to happen.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So, Reason, how good of a program is that? You started at 15 with Reason. Do you still use it?
No. I mean, I still have it, and I would still go in it and produce in it and everything totally fine. And I've produced in that for a really long time until I switched over to Ableton. But it's kind of like, it's kind of funny now just because I think that, not to knock Reason, but I think that a lot of, producers would say that there's quite a few good other options out there. And especially for what I'm trying to do with EDM music, and the bass music, and like I make different kinds, but I just think Ableton's really flexible and super friendly, like super user friendly, and
I've been low-key thinking about switching it to Ableton.
Yeah,
low-key. I mean, I use Logic Pro now, but a lot of people that I look up to, or a lot of people that kind of make the music that I like, use Ableton, and it just seems like you said, pretty user friendly. You can make beats really fast, and like I don't know,
for sure. And it's also like I don't know what you call it, like the workflow is really good on it. The tools are in the right places, like to make things easy as you go. And kind of when I downloaded Ableton, basically the feeling of that was, as I was going through it, I just kept being like, oh my gosh, I always wished that there was like a thing to do that, and there's literally like a button right here, and there's and it just kind of like, it just made the workflow a little bit different for me. And I mean, I'm still getting better at using Ableton, but I like it a lot. And like I said, not to knock Reason, it's a great program, but it has a really interesting workflow to it.
I feel you. When did you pick up Ableton?
What's that?
When did you pick up Ableton?
Oh, so I picked it up, I'd say maybe 2 months ago.
Oh wow, freshly.
Yeah, or no, like two probably like 3 months ago, because I initially got a demo version on my laptop. I've been talking to a producer friend of mine about making the switch over and just like all different kinds of things. So I had that and was kind of messing around with it, and then I actually officially made the switch and like bought it and everything. And then just started having a bunch of fun with it. I also got the push with it, the Ableton push. You can get that, the controller with it. Yeah.
Oh dang! I remember. Have you seen TikToks like El Dre? You know who El Dre is in TikTok? Well, this is one producer that he kind of blew up in TikTok,
right? And
he had that thing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he was like playing chords without knowing chords. He was just like kind of pushing random buttons, and they were just kind of it was they were creating its own progression of chords, I guess, and it
Right.
made sense. And I guess that's what that is, the push thing. What is that push thing? I've been really interested in that. And I've never really.
No, for sure. So it's a really cool piece of equipment that works with Ableton that, you know, is sold by them and everything. And it basically it takes all of your samples that if you're working in Ableton, over on the side you have you know, your samples and like where you go and dive into all of that.
Yeah.
And your, you know, sounds and everything. This kind of takes that out of the computer and puts it on this big pad with all these squares and everything. And it puts it on this big pad with all the squares, and then you can adjust all the samples with different knobs, and it has a lot of different tools to where you can manipulate the different samples or pull them up, and it just makes kind of how having a MIDI controller makes it, you know, easy out of the laptop, or it's like having a tool like that but in a different way for sampling.
How has it been in the last, like, I guess 2 months that you've been using that push thing? The difference without it, how has it been? You know, has it been like a dramatically, like, holy crap, I can't not imagine myself making beats without it?
Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, I can still, you know, any day. I could still any day work just like straight from the laptop, you know. That doesn't bother me at all. And playing on the keyboard, all that stuff. But having the push is awesome because I'm a drummer. I'm a, you know, instrumentalist. I've always liked to actually be kind of hands-on and like play instruments. So having something like that is really cool to think through your ideas.
I feel you.
For sure.
So, whenever you're like 15, I guess, and started making beats in recent, who was some of your inspirations that kind of like made you kind of want to be like, you know?
That's a really good question because I think when I first got into Reason, I was just so excited to be creating like whatever music I wanted to. I wasn't really trying. And what's also crazy too is like this was on the cusp of social media just getting like crazy too. Is like this was just before like on, you know, like Snapchat getting, you know, just like nuts and just everything to where it's just so accessible and like, you know, seeing all this different stuff. So I don't know, there wasn't like kind of like how now there's like easy ways to see
like your favorite
snippets and like
artists.
TikTok and like you can discover these like producers or like how, you know, different things. Like I just wasn't like doing that at the time, you know. I just had gotten this stuff and I was just so excited and I was just diving into it, and I was always like impatient to whenever I got something new like that, or if I'm so excited about it, I'll just start using it or whatever and just start doing stuff, even though I should probably look something up. But I was just so excited and just got into it and just was going after it. So I'd say the first producer probably that I really was like, dang, like I was kind of feeling with him because I was listening to a lot of his music and I just thought it was awesome. What he was doing was Nav.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've been listening to him. Yeah, since I was like right around, like 15, 16. I had heard like his early songs and I thought it was awesome that he just made all of his, you know, he was like me. Like he was at home,
making his beats,
making
his
beats,
raps,
recording
writing,
on
mixing.
them. Yeah. And like, you know, he'd had his own journey that he was, you know, years ahead of me, but I thought was really cool and I felt like I could relate to him.
100%. You know that his first, like, I guess, big thing that happened was like the back-to-back.
Oh yeah.
And whenever I find out, I was like, bro, what? I feel like everybody had that same reaction. Like, damn, I never knew or never guessed it would have been now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what, you know, in the industry like that, when something happens or whenever it's almost like calling you up to the big leagues or whatever. It's like not freaking out is a really good thing. Just kind of doing it and just like knowing that that's what you've been working for. That's where you belong. That's where you're supposed to be. So like just try to take it in stride and like, you know, just keep pushing.
I like that. I like that. Who was whenever you were making your beats and stuff, you started rapping too. Around what time did you start rapping?
Oh, that's a good question because I was always kind of interested in rapping, and I don't know when the like the moment where I was like, oh yeah, like I like.
Did you always like rap?
No, like way back in the day, like when I had first got this stuff, I made this like kind of like this EDM song with my good friend Matthew. Shout out to Matthew. Back in that time, and after that, I started at getting into high school. I was just kind of making the music that I was hearing, so I started making a lot of hip hop and rap and everything. 2015, 2016,
Okay.
and when it was like really like popping off with the rap game just started going crazy around 2016.
Who was some of your favorites at that time, 2015?
Oh, it's Drake and Migos,
Uzi.
Yeah, Uzi is crazy.
Bad and Bougie. I think that's when it came out, or 2016.
Bad and Bougie. I'm not.
I don't
really
remember.
Sure. Yeah, no, but
2016, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. But I was kind of just making beats like that, and then I met a guy, which unfortunately we're not like close anymore. Things happened, and he just wasn't really interested in taking things further. But in high school, as just teenagers, he was really, really good at rapping, and I was like, bro, like I know how to make beats and stuff. Like, dude, you're like, and we had started because we were just friends, like in class. But we would be sitting in class, and then we would kind of like sing along to like music together, have music playing or whatever, and he told me, somehow that he kind of wrote some rhymes sometimes. I was like, yo, you got to do it for me sometime. And it took me so long to get him to even just rap in front of me, like his own lyrics. And then he did one day with my eyes closed. Like he made me close my eyes before he did it because he was so nervous. Yeah. And then he did. And I was like, bro, that was amazing. Like you're so good, And so since then, we just started making beats together. We made this first song together and like posted it on SoundCloud, and like people at the school liked it.
Was that the first time you like made a song?
Yeah, that was. Well, I'd made like covers before, but I think that was the first time that I was like, whoa, like we just kind of made our own like song. Like I made this beat, and you just like rapped on it, and it sounds really good. And in my opinion back then, and like we were like, yo, this sounds really awesome. And once we were done with it, we were just like, let's just post it, let's make a SoundCloud and everything. And people at school liked it, and it kind of encouraged him to keep going. And so I just kept producing and making beats and rapping, and then we were rapping together, and I really enjoyed rapping and singing, and I would just record and just stay up all night and, like go to school the next day. But it was good times in high school.
Yeah. So you said that was like one of the first times that you made your own song, like from scratch, like everything was yours besides like the raps. That was your friend. When was like the first time that you made your own beat, your own lyrics, your own mixing, and you put it out and you were like, I just did everything?
Well, I was already doing that with the songs that we were releasing, kind of, is what it felt like. But I released my own album, Soul Pink. In high school, which is, shout out Soul Pink.
Shout out Soul Pink. I'm not gonna lie.
That thing is, it's
awesome. A banger. Classic. It's a classic. Yep. I was gonna say it's an OG classic.
Yeah. So that was the first time where I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like I just put out, a project with multiples, like 7 songs on it or something that is all new music, and like people actually want to listen to, and I'm going to put it out, and it's cool to have people excited to listen to the music. And even if it's 10 people, like it was just cool to know that people wanted to hear what I was creating. Yep.
It was 7 songs. You produced all of the thing, and like you did everything?
I think that there was one that wasn't my beat, but the other ones were,
Did you mix it and like master it and everything?
Or no, actually, all of those songs were mixed and mastered by Red Room Studios, and which I think that they're still doing their thing out in Ocala. And it's
okay.
shout
Ocala.
out, shout out Red Room, shout out those guys. But yeah, that was where I was doing my album, and it was really cool because we would go there in the middle of the night and do sessions, and we were just like teenagers and
bro.
like driving around and
That's
going out
perfect,
there, and they
like-
were, they would just link up with us at this. It's like this little, like in this little complex, this tiny little building. Like it was such a cool vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful, especially at that age. Like whenever you're young and like that freedom of like young, and especially on music. That's why I feel like people like that blow up are young, because like they have so much like that freedom is of like, I guess like the world not telling them what to do or like boxing them.
Yeah.
Is so there.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense for sure. I think that everybody. I think that it's all in like timing with circumstance and who you are as a person and everything. Some people maybe couldn't handle that at that age, or need more time to develop and are just like preparing to be something more later, or you just never really know how these things are going to go. It's like everybody's got a different timeline, and you just have to keep grinding. And if you just keep doing that, and then at some point you'll just have to get out of your own way, and the universe kind of fills in the gaps, because everything's timing,
100%.
But as long as you're putting in the grind, when the right time comes along, you will be ready. Yeah.
What's the equation of luck? You know it? Oh, preparation plus opportunity. So if you're prepared and when the opportunity comes, basically what you just said equals luck. Like I guess like that's the the recipe for luck.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I think that you see that with some people. I mean, you see that with a lot of people that they get, it's like you're putting in the work all the time. You're investing in yourself heavily. And when you invest in yourself, those are hours. That's time that you're putting into yourself that you won't see right then, but you may see years later all at once, or just, you don't know how that's going to present itself. But you see people where they get like this opportunity, or they get discovered by some video that goes viral or something like that. And then they take it right in stride because they've already been grinding on what they're doing for, however many years. So whether it's a food truck or like whatever thing it is, people that are just grinding and they're just there, that opportunity comes along and you're ready for it, Because I think that there's more opportunities out there sometimes than people realize.
100%.
Because sometimes people just aren't ready.
And you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get out, and once you get out in the world, and being older, and just as I grow and everything, you interact with so many people, especially if you get out and do things, or if you travel and stuff like that. You don't know who you're going to see or run into, or you don't know where you're going to be, or you don't know if you take adventures and see where they go and stuff like that. You don't know where you're going to end up, and so. Yeah, you just got to stay ready.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So switching from, I guess, DJing, because, like, how long have you been DJing, now?
Yeah.
And you've been, like, taking it serious, I guess. Because, I know you've been into music, and producing and DJing goes kind of hand in hand in a way. But, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been DJing for about 1.5 years total, I'm pretty sure. I started getting into it. Yeah, I started getting into it about 1.5 years ago. I wasn't like serious about it, but this was around the time where I was realizing, like, okay, I don't want to be a rapper or like a singer, but I don't want to like work for somebody or be an engineer and just like be working in a studio. Like I still want to be the artist that I've always wanted to be.
Yeah,
and from going and seeing these shows and the festivals and seeing people express themselves, these producers, or these DJs, and express themselves in these ways, I was like, this is this is for me, you know. These are people that it's like I never even thought about this realm, but there's producers out there just making exactly the music they want to make, the, you know, what they feel, and just putting that into the computer and just being comfortable in their element and, you know, coming up with their sound and just putting that out to the world. And there's people out there that like it, and they get, you know, you'll get put on, you know, festival lineups or have shows or have people that support you. And it's just so cool, because I was like, I would rather do that, you know, than try and be something to like obtain a certain level of success. Like I don't, you know, and try and be something that I'm not, to like fit an image maybe that I've wanted before, you know. And so it just made me so happy, kind of realizing that that's what I wanted to do. So I just kept just pushing my producing and just going like just really hard on that. I haven't been working, you know, engineering that much for, you know, anybody else as of recent. I've just been putting all my time into my own music and DJing, and putting out my mixes on SoundCloud, which you can check out at, you know, Sozin on SoundCloud.
Check that shit out, boy. Link in the description.
Yeah. But, yeah, just been going hard with that. And hopefully I'll be putting out some singles and EPs coming like right at the turn of the year, 2023.
Give me your... It's going to be a little tough of a question. Give me your top... I'm going to say 5 DJs as of right now. Obviously not all time. As of right now that you've been getting into. Top 3, top 5, whatever you want to give me.
See, that's interesting, because I can give you top 5 like, oh, these are just ones that I love. But I'll kind of change it up, because I'll give you some like new ones that I'm interested in, like you're saying. It's tough. I mean, I feel like
I'm probably not gonna know them, but I just you know,
oh no, it's okay.
I'm gonna look them up later.
Yeah, okay. You know, it's I don't think it's cliche to say, but like Subtronics, he's just he's dominating the dubstep game, the EDM realm right now. He's marketing himself so well. He's making the right moves. He's extremely creative. Such an amazing producer, great DJ, and he's really somebody that I look up to for, you know, what I want to continue to do.
True.
Excision, he's like, you know, the biggest, like the classic OG bass artist. He's, you know, probably number 1 just because that's
facts,
you know, the initial love for just like headbanging and like heavy kind of bass music. He really is that, like,
that's him.
And that's him.
Okay, that's him. That's him.
Yeah, and so he really, you know, him. Yeah. So Excision's awesome. We'll always have love for that and what he's done for dubstep, you know, over the 20, 15 years, something like that. And then somebody else I've been into recently is Truth. They're super good. Yeah, it's a duo. And I saw them in Chicago. I believe they're from New Zealand or Australia. But they're really, really good. It's very calm, like kind of therapeutic music. I love Mersive. I love I'm gonna do 6. I love Liquid Stranger and LS Dream.
LS Dream.
LS
Dream. I like that. That sounds cool.
LS Dream. I should have mentioned him sooner because of how much I love him, but he's such a good example of, being exactly who you want to be, making the music you want, just putting yourself out there exactly as you are, and people accepting it. All he does is just put out love through his music, and he's really, really good.
Nice.
Yep.
Whenever you make, I had a question. This is a question I want to ask. So I'm not really into like dubstep or EDM, but I do have a question that I'm very curious because I hear you saying bass music, and then I hear you saying EDM and dubstep. Give me a little rundown of that genre of music, so I have like a clear understanding.
Yeah,
of the people out there too.
Yeah, so I say EDM music because that's the big broad umbrella of that's electronic dance music. You know, that's everything electric that, you know, producers make that's, you know, anything to do with electronic music. And then dubstep is specifically, it's in the 140 to, you know, 150 BPM range, or if that's half timed, it's 70 to 75 for my producers and stuff out there. And yeah, so that's the dubstep speed. It's you know, the headbanging speed or whatever. But there's so many subgenres, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's EDM music, and then you could say like dubstep is a, you know, a genre of that. And then, but within dubstep, there's like, you know, a certain kind of dubstep. There's like tear out dubstep, which is really crazy, chaotic sounding dubstep. It's like Murata is one of those artists. But then there's also more typical classic dubstep like Skrillex. And there's also more kind of relaxed music, which people in that dubstep community would call wubs, which is, that's more the deeper bass music, less high, and it's not as crazy.
Yeah.
It's more just like relaxing sounding, but very cool bass lines.
Can people meditate to that music type stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely do.
Hey.
And yeah, for sure.
What's it called? Wubs?
Yeah, wubs. I mean, yeah, and but I mean, there's all different kinds of stuff. You know, it's like techno and hard style.
Yeah.
There's, you know, trap music.
What is something that you
Melodic
gravitate
music.
to more?
I mean, I love so bass music is anything to do with bass music is anything to do with like producing just like heavy bass lines, like beats. It doesn't have to be like dubstep speed or whatever, but it's, you know, centered around the bass and the sounds and the kind of the texture and the of the music that you're making.
I feel.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool shit. So whenever you started DJing, when did you catch the name?
Sozin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So, Sozin comes from, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's my favorite.
You put me on that show, and
Yeah.
that's my top one show of all time. So.
Yeah. It's incredible. I've watched it so many times since I was a little kid. Absolutely love that show. And, yeah, so Sozin, for anybody out there that knows Avatar: The Last Airbender, Sozin is the great grandfather of Zuko. So there's Zuko, and then his father Ozai, and then above him
It's so familiar, bro.
Yeah, and then above Ozai was Azulon, and then above Azulon was Firelord Sozin. And Firelord Sozin was the one that started the 100-Year War. I won't get into it. I know
Get into that shit, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah, man. But so big love.
I just
for Avatar.
hear in 100 years, you know, when Katara starts the whole show.
Yeah,
I love that,
dude. I can watch it anytime. It's like my comfort show. If you have one of those, yeah, I think that especially in today's time, a lot of people have like comfort shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, what are some other comfort shows that you like?
The Office.
The Office. I started to watch it and I kind of gave up, but I gotta watch that shit again. I know that's a lot of like respect for the comedy and.
Yeah, I mean the news. It sounds funny, but the news is really like a comfort show for me. I love just having the news on, like kind of in the background,
definitely.
just chilling.
It's kind of like yeah. So when you're not making music, what are you doing?
I love being out in nature. It's easy question.
Easy.
Yeah, for sure. I love I love taking time for myself and relaxing and everything when I need to. But I love getting out. I love being social. I love having time with myself though, and more than anything, I love being out in nature. And I like, kayaking, going to the river and stuff, or hiking. I want to get into diving. Like I want to go, do more
like scuba diving.
Yeah, do scuba diving.
That'd be cool, bro.
Yep, I love longboarding over at the park or bike riding.
Yeah,
love just being outside, listening to music, and just kind of relaxing, listening to, just some really
Listening to
chill,
music,
chill
hey.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Kayaking and longboarding, and I see it that you're in the water a lot. Who kind of inspired you to do those type of activities, or did you kind of just gravitate by yourself?
That's pretty much just natural. Like when I was a kid growing up, we always went to the lake. Out on the boat, or I would go with my dad. Not always, but from time to time for sure. And we would spend summers going out there like tubing and everything.
Yeah.
And so I always loved going to the lake. So I liked the beach, okay, but I didn't really like fall in love with the beach till I was like maybe like 12. I had an awesome experience there, and then I just loved being out on the beach.
Did you have like one experience that kind of just changed everything?
One specific experience.
What happened?
I was so I hadn't really liked it that much, but my family and my cousins, and because we would go with a huge group, so because it's less money if you have a bunch of people to split the cost.
Yeah.
Of the rental house or whatever. So we were at the beach, the same beach we always would go to, and it was later at night, and everybody had like gone into shower, and the sunset was looking so beautiful, and like some of them were working on dinner, and I just had this urge I was like, man, the waves right now look just like so cool, and they were so big, but they were rolling, and they were just perfect, like in timing. They were just rolling like just one after another, and then they would kind of stop, but then they'd come back and they'd just be rolling so perfect, and it was just so cool. And so I just ran down there in my bathing suit and got in the water and was watching the sunset and just these waves just rolling in just one after another, and it was just so beautiful, and I felt like one with the ocean. I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, I just felt so good. And
we all had that experience, bro. As hard as the gangsters, whatever you want to call yourself, if you go to the beach and you see a sunset, like we all get that feeling of like, wow. Like,
I was just blown away. I mean, I was just like tripped out. I was like oh my gosh. And I just felt like it was almost like that kind of clicked. Like the world was just like so beautiful, and I was like, wow,
a lot of things started making sense.
And I was just like, man, the world is like a crazy place, and I just started really appreciating just even like getting the chance to experience what we get to experience every day.
That's true. I mean, you were texting me today like, dang, the sunset's like looking fire, and I was like, bro, I was just outside like looking at it.
Yeah,
I love. I mean, Florida and like beaches, I love that so much and shit. Besides doing all that, what are some other things that you do besides music? So
besides music, I mean, it's funny because I mean that's my artistic outlet, and that's really just what I'm invested in right now. So it's funny, if people ask me what I'm up to or what do you do, it's like at the same time, like every time I'm just like grinding, like
bro, basically,
I mean, because I just work on music, and then when I'm not working on music, it's because I'm just relaxing or like doing stuff for myself, or like doing just personal stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I'm really into like, I still, as much as I make my own music and everything, I love going out to shows. I'll go see whoever. I love seeing new DJs
what are
that
some
I haven't
of your
seen yet.
What are some of your favorite festivals that you gone to?
I love Forbidden Kingdom. Lost Lands is amazing. It was pretty crazy this year. It was just so packed. But Imagine was a lot of fun.
You got any crazy stories?
Crazy stories from the festivals? Dude, I mean, I could go on about them forever.
Tell me something. What are the most crazy stories that you have? Or like the most thing like, shit, I can't believe that just happened.
Oh, I mean, at Imagine, we were in the crowd. We were about to go, the headliners were about to come on, and we were about to go see Zoo. So Excision was coming on the main stage, but we were going to see him the next weekend at Lost Lands, because it's Imagine, then the next weekend was Lost Lands. So we were like, let's not like, get ourselves, we'll get plenty of that next weekend. Let's like save it, Okay. So we'll save the Excision set. And but when he was about to come on, and this is just the presence he has, when he was like coming on, we all kind of like looked at each other, and we were like, let's stay for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, all right, So we'll stay for like 5 or 10 minutes. So he comes on and we're just like going crazy, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, we can't wait for Lost Lands. We got to go. Like, we got to go or we're going to get stuck here and we're going to watch this whole set. And so we were like watching like 2 more drops, then we're leaving. We're like, all right, bet. So we're, just dancing and having fun. And my phone is in my left pocket, and most of my friends are in front of me, and we're all dancing and everything, and there's 2 people coming straight toward me, so that are walking the opposite flow of the crowd. So everybody's facing the stage. These people are walking away from the stage directly straight back into the crowd, and they're just making a line through people. And for some reason, when they were like a couple feet away, when we there was our group, and then they were like kind of like coming up on us, I got this like weird feeling, and then like a second later they were, passing by us, and I kind of like locked in on them, like just paid attention to them kind of for some reason.
Like to sit out.
Yeah, just kind of like, eyed them, as they were going by, and I like just kind of caught this like awareness, and then my phone, I felt it as they were walking by me. I felt it like slide right up out of my pocket.
Hell no.
Yeah, so I felt it slide right up out of my pocket. Ooh. And as soon as I felt it, and I was like, I'm not even tripping like that. They just, as they walked by, my phone just like went right out of my pocket. So I turned, it was a girl and a guy. And the girl was in front carrying a beer, like, oh, like, excuse me, but that's what these people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they just walk around carrying like 1,000, here you go, 1,000, here you go, phones.
Yeah. So, what it is there's like sometimes, which this is how it was in this case, and this is like sometimes the technique or whatever, but there's this girl walking, and then the guy's behind her. So the girl's walking, and she has a beer, and she's like, excuse me, sorry, and she's just, kind of distracting everybody, like, yeah, whatever, like, keep walking, yeah, whatever. And the guys behind her just kind of like, ducked in right behind her, just swiping people. And so as they walked by me, I turned and I grabbed her and him, and I didn't like hit him or anything like that, but I grabbed both of them. Didn't care, because like, if she stole my phone, I don't care that you're female. Like, I'm getting my phone. What? No. Shit. Like, so I grabbed her, grabbed him, and was like, yo. And but then in the like the chaos of like just all the people, I didn't have my hand on him, and I couldn't. I was like, wait, where is this guy? I couldn't like identify who is him, but I had the girl like right here, and she was just like, yo, hey, whoa. She was freaking out, like whoa,
like
what
she
are you
didn't
doing?
do anything.
Yeah, whoa, like what are you doing? And I was like, who has my fucking phone? Like, who has my fucking phone? And was like, feeling around, and I like, kind of patted her like right around her like torso, like her stomach, and then like her waist, and because she had like a little fanny pack on too. And I was just like kind of looking around, and luckily people are really helpful. And so the guy just had like dipped off, didn't know where he was, really couldn't identify him, but everybody in the vicinity kind of jumped on like the fact that I was kind of freaking out and was wanting to be helpful. And a guy was like, yo, there's a phone right there. And a couple feet back behind me, there was a phone, and it was mine. It was laying like face down. I had like turned around and grabbed him, and he'd like tossed it a couple feet in between people over there. And luckily, everybody spread out and was being really helpful. And
that's impressive. Honestly,
helped me find it on the ground. But that's just one thing that you're gonna get with that community, the EDM community, the rave community. We've all
three gone to a hip hop concert, and it's not really friendly. Kind of, come in. It's kind of like, well, get the fuck over, dog. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, exactly. And it can just be, the energy is just a lot different, and I enjoy it so much more. You're not gonna be in as good of a crowd as like a rave community, or like depending on who you're seeing, or
or the festival, maybe
depending on the certain festival, or depending who it is, the festival. You will get some it's just like you walk in and you instantly start making friends. I think that's why a lot of people too can kind of feel at home in the EDM community. I think a lot of people maybe that, get lonely or, maybe have kind of felt outcasted, find a home in the EDM community because they, everybody's friendly and everybody will help you out and be your friend. Just wants to be kind.
That's really nice, honestly.
Yep.
Very
spreading love.
Different and good.
Yeah.
What are some of your dreams what is the impact that you want to leave in the EDM or in music in general?
So I've thought about that a lot.
Because it's a very big question,
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot. And what I want to do is, with the music that I make, I want to be able to express myself and what I feel and what my experiences are on this earth, and give that to other people to be able to feel and to enjoy with the people that they love. And basically, as the artist, I'm blessed with the capability to create this music that you're hearing, but I'm making it for all of us. Like, 'cause I love it as much as the people hearing it, like if I'm creating something that expresses a certain feeling that I have, and I can kind of correctly do it in a way that makes me proud enough to actually release it to, have people listen to. And then I don't even have to really say anything, and they can just feel me because they can hear the music I'm playing. And the fact that will live on after I'm gone, as long as, like I'm here, and the things that I learn, I'm passing on to others through my, music and my platform. And, I'm helping people become better people for their children. That's what it's all about, is it's, just leaving a lasting impact that's going to help the future of humanity, that's going to like put us in a good direction, that's going to have people, loving each other and not creating like people, growing apart. Yeah, it's just creating good music,
or unity, instead of like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, music is timeless. It'll be around 100%. Forever. Yeah,
that's like the cool thing about music. That's like always timeless. Some of the timeless music that's like my favorite is like Michael Jackson. Who's some of your favorite like timeless music?
Frank Sinatra.
That's big.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra, of course. Michael Jackson, Mary J. Blige. I mean, Drake, got to give him props. Like, he's making timeless music, already has made timeless music.
100%.
I mean, that man's doing it for real, like, and that just is what it is. And, J. Cole, extremely timeless. Like, you could listen to J. Cole music in 100 years, and what he's talking about in his songs gives you a perfect insight to the time period, what's going on, what he's thinking about, like what's going on in the world. It's not, the music has so much substance to it. Like, if you listen to music from the 1920s, or from, different time periods when music is made from the heart, you're going to feel it in your heart.
100%.
Yeah. And so no matter what the time period is, it gives you that little window into that time. That's why, like, putting on old music is fun, or putting on throwbacks or whatever.
Christmas music, so it's like old.
Yeah, it gives you that nostalgia feeling or whatever. That's why, it's so fun that music can create that for you.
That is my comfort music, honestly.
Like
oldies,
or
comfort,
oldies,
oldies
for sure. Piano music,
classical,
reggae. I love very like melodic, very chill music. There's a guy named Zoo. I love ZHU, all caps.
You saw him live, right, in the festival?
Yep.
That's the guy. I'm going to look him up later.
Yep, super chill music. Love Disclosure.
Oh, yeah. So, as some people know, you put me on podcasting and shit.
Yeah.
Like, before I even knew the word podcasting, you was the one that was like, yo, this is what podcasting is. And I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
When did you learn, what was some of the first things that you saw podcasting and then you're like, oh, cool?
So it was just, I've always been a YouTube guy.
Yeah.
YouTube has been my TV.
Same.
And so I, back since I was like 17, probably, I started watching, clips from the Joe Rogan Experience, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that and so me being 17, this was in 2017, so I was like, oh, I didn't know, like, this is cool. There's like these clips are starting to show up on YouTube that I'm seeing.
What were some of the first clips that you saw?
Yeah, so I'll get into that.
Yeah.
I was seeing those, and I was like, I didn't even know Joe Rogan, like, what? Like a like this is his podcast? And I just thought it was cool, and then I realized, like, oh wait, he's been doing this like a long time, like, and it's just been in the background of like everything else he does, and I was like, that's really cool. But it was starting to like get kind of big, like it was starting to like the ball was just beginning to like start rolling kind of crazy with it. And so some of the first clips I saw were all like, I was so into like watching the conspiracy stuff, or like the ones with Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, those first ones. Like, I loved watching any of the ones about him talking about MMA and the UFC cards and stuff. I loved when he had, scientists on. I thought that was amazing. I thought it was so cool that he had on different people, where it's like, it's the exact same podcast, but one podcast you're getting a lot of information to consume, because they're talking about like high level topics that you can't just casually listen to. But then it's like on the same podcast show, you have like
a comedian,
or you have like three of them just like smoking and being just so
Snoop
dumb,
Dogg.
or just talking about just like bullshit, know. And so I thought that was so cool. So I just continued to do that, and I would, put it on when I was going to sleep and stuff, and really enjoyed watching those. And also, this was around the time that I was after LA. I went back to Ocala, saved up more money, and worked for a little bit, and then decided to go to Manhattan to stay there and also work and kind of like get my name out in some of the studios and stuff. And so this being around that time, it was kind of comforting because I was alone, and so having that podcast to watch at night and stuff, it was so cool, and just in my own little space and everything, it was nice.
I 100% feel that, especially being like hours and hours of content is like kind of, in a way, you kind of sit with them in the conversation,
Yeah, exactly. You're a fly on the wall, and it takes zero social energy from you. It's kind of amazing.
Holy crap. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm a really social person.
Yeah.
But if my social battery's drained, like, I cannot be around people. Like, I need to go relax. I like to be alone when I need to be alone.
Yeah.
Podcasts are crazy because it's like I can be alone and be with people at the same time.
Never thought about it.
It's kind of interesting because you put on a podcast that you like, or something that you enjoy what they're talking about, and you can be, not paying attention or whatever. You're not expected to say anything or whatever. They just carry the whole conversation. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
So recently you've been performing in Orlando?
Yes. Yes, not as Sozin, but just performing, because I know how to DJ. It's just extra money, on the side.
Some crazy sets that we went the other day. Me and Jeremy visited Jake's set, and that was some crazy stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So
I love the energy that you brought the people and the energy you gave me with the music. And I was like, bro, I love seeing Jake doing this. It was like, it was a really good night.
For sure, man. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really doing it as Sozin, but it's so fun being there just as myself and playing 100%. The music that people want to hear. It's just club music, and I mix it up and everything. But I love playing music for people. I love, when it's all like, packed and everybody's having fun, and I'm just kind of, whatever energy they're giving me, that's the energy I'm giving back, or the music that I'm playing. I always try to, play music for people if I have it, or, if they want to hear a song and I got it, whatever. I just try to be a lot of fun. I mean, that's really what being a DJ is, though, especially in that environment, is, you are the party, Yeah.
What are some crazy requests that you've gotten from people?
Bro, people want to hear everything.
Trust.
People want to know, like...
That's something I learned.
In the middle of the club, bro, people want to hear anything. Like, they ask you for... from Taylor Swift to, like, oldies.
To, like Baby Tron. To
Joanna. Yeah, like, super old stuff.
Nah, We love Baby Tron out here.
Yeah.
No, but
I like him.
yeah, I like it. So I like him. Nah, Jeremy's been getting into Baby Tron lately, and I'm trying to give him a chance. There's some songs I like. Peach Tree I like. Shout out Peach Tree. But yeah, what you think about Baby Tron?
I like him. That man is doing his thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I respect.
Yeah.
He's trying, so I respect that.
He's trying.
I don't know. Is that a thing, bro?
No, that man is really. That man is doing his thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit different in that, like, in the culture that he's coming from.
Yeah.
I think like he's rapping, but it's also like that man is a real life gangster. I assume, right?
I was gonna say the same thing. I
right?
assume.
So it's like it's just. I feel like it's a little bit different, in that realm. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't like somebody that's like, I want to make music,
Right.
when I grow up.
He
And
got
it's like no, this man, I think, it's like was living his regular life as a
I think his dad made music.
as a gangster or whatever. Oh yeah,
I think so. I'm not sure. Jeremy
But then,
knows more than
then
me. I
starts
know Jeremy wants to talk the fuck out of this Baby Tron right now. Jeremy's freaking out right now.
And it's a way to like, it's a way for him to make his situation better. And he's also, very lyrically talented, and he wouldn't be doing it if he didn't want to.
Yeah.
So it's not like just a way out, but
Yeah, I know
he's really talented with the lyrics. I just think that maybe the songs could get mixed a little better. Hey, he needs to come record with Jake.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. Bro, Baby Tron, if you hear this for some reason, yep.
Hit up that mix, boy. So what are some of the mixes or some of the music that you're dropping soon?
So it'll be singles first. So it'll be like 3 or 4 singles, and then I'll come out with an EP that will be all brand new music, and then just more singles and then EPs, kind of just in that rotating order as I just get music done, and just really just getting as much music out as I can. Not, quality control for sure. So not just putting out whatever, but the good music that I make, like I want it to be out so people can listen to it, so it can be getting spread.
Yeah.
Because, and I have, I know some people too. So like I can get people playing my music, and then, I'll be playing my own music, so just excited to, get all that rocking, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you performing anytime soon, or for the people out there so they can go?
So I'm performing every Wednesday and Friday at High Tide in Orlando. It's a really awesome rooftop club, rooftop bar. Very, very fun.
Highly recommended. It was lit.
Yeah, nice sound system. And it's a good time over there. And then, from time to time I may play other clubs in the same way. But you could keep up to date just with my socials or Parties Peak LLC. That's my event organizing company. You can follow there too to see the the events that we're going to be doing, and I'll be playing at those as well.
True.
And that'll be as Sozen.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love that.
Bass
I love that
music.
name, and I love that everything. So to the people out there, tell where they can find you, your Instagram, your social media.
So you can find me at Jake Harper _10. That's for Instagram. If you really want to add me on Snapchat, it's H_Swizzle. Other than that, you can find me on SoundCloud at Sozen if you want to hear some of these mixes. I don't make just dubstep and bass mixes. I also make like summer mixes and very chill stuff. I make house mixes. I love DJing, and I love putting together music for people to enjoy themselves. So, that's everything. And my YouTube as well, just Jake Harper.
And one last question, Jakey boy. To the world, what is a message that you want to give?
Love each other. In this, in this time that we got going on right now, it sounds cliche to say. It was coming. Yeah, it was really tickling me to say something funny, but no. The one message I got to give right now is just love each other, please. There's so much shit going on all the time. Everybody's got something going on, that they don't lead on or that you don't know about. So yeah, definitely love each other.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, bro. Thank you so much for
everything,
this,
bro.
Yeah, dude,
Throughout
absolutely.
everything.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
besides that, it's been the first out of many with Jakey Boy. He's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
come through a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, anything else that you want to tell people?
Dude, this guy's got such a great podcast going. If you're not already tuned in, make sure you're smashing those buttons and
Yes, sir.
getting this man those
Yes,
praise
sir.
because this thing's blowing up.
Big going up.
Logmatt, Pharrell, Creative Circle.
You know what
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But besides that, I hope you guys enjoy this video. My name is Teyo,
My name is Jake Harper.
and yeah, this has been Logmatt's Creative Circle, and peace.